news from the world of professional wrestling. Tony Khan has signed Steve Stevenson, Drew McIntyre, and Bayley to All Elite Wrestling on 3 separate temporary contracts, with 1 full-time contract on offer to one of these 3 superstars. All they have to do is win a championship at AEW All Out, or before AEW All Out in April. Now, when the first person to win a championship will gain that full-time contract, the other 2 will be fired from AEW on the spot and will not be allowed to re-sign for AEW as long as Tony Khan is in charge of All Elite Wrestling. And on our very first show here at AEW, Saraya takes on Jamie Hayter and Toni Storm. Kyle O'Reilly and Danhausen team up to take on Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega. What a weird match that is. Steve Stevenson makes it on the show as he fights Pac. Adam Cole fights Christian Cage. Jungle Boy fights Orange Cassidy. The 6th match, Drew McIntyre's made on the card as he fights Keith Lee, Darby Allin, MJF, Hangman Adam Page, and Mark Briscoe in a 6-man ladder match. What? What the? A 6-man ladder match? Okay. Don't know what that's for, but hey. Malachi Black and Jay Briscoe take on CM Punk and Samoa Joe. Cesaro takes on Jon Moxley. And we have a 6-woman ladder match between Bayley, Zoe Stark, Ruby Soho, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, Thunder Rosa, and Anna Jay. Is that for the championship? Is that for the... What is this? What is this? What's going on here? What are these matches for? That one does not say what that match is. That doesn't say what that match is. I don't know if that's for a... I don't know if it's a ladder match for a championship or not. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's for the championship or not. So let's just see. Simulate all matches. Saraya won. Kyle O'Reilly beat Will Ospreay. Steve Stevenson beat Pac. Let's go. Christian Cage beat Adam Cole. Orange Cassidy. Drew McIntyre won a 6-man ladder match. Samoa Joe and CM Punk beat Malachi Black and Jay Briscoe. Jon Moxley beat Cesaro. And is that Bayley or Zoe Stark that won that match? I'm not sure. Jungle Boy and Orange Cassidy. Well, there's none of our championship changes, so I think we're good. As we move on to AEW Rampage, see how things are going on Rampage. Thunder Rosa, Danhausen, Mark Briscoe, Zoe Stark, Toni Storm, Matt Jackson, Samoa Joe, Adam Cole and Dustin Rhodes. I may need to get a new Dustin Rhodes thing because he is a bit massive. Hangman Adam Page and Keith Lee, Darby Allin and Jungle Boy. So none of Bayley, Drew McIntyre, and Steve Stevenson, none of them made it onto Rampage this week. Okay. Nobody's made it on Rampage this week. We move on once again to AEW. Who won this week? Pac won. Okay. Kyle O'Reilly wins again. Bailey wins again. Adam Cole beats Christian Cage this time. Malachi Black and CM Punk get the win. Jon Moxley gets the win. Drew McIntyre gets another win. Okay. As we move on to Rampage, Bailey is got one-on-one with Britt Baker. Bailey has also decided to contract to help with Dakota Kai and Io Sky. Apparently they've also left WWE and come over to AEW. Zoe Stark, Ruby Soho, Thunder Rosa and Saraya in a fatal 4-way match. Steve Stevenson makes his Rampage debut against MJF. Darby Allin and CM Punk take on Pac and Chris Jericho. Jungle Boy takes on Samoa Joe. Drew McIntyre takes on Keith Lee. And Jamie Hayter takes on Anna Jay in the main event. And Bailey beats Britt Baker. Thunder Rosa beats Zoe Stark, Ruby Soho. Steve Stevenson has just beaten MJF, former AEW champ too. That's big. That's big. CM Punk and Darby Allin get the win. Keith Lee beats Drew McIntyre. Okay. Things are afoot. As we move back to AEW, Jungle Boy, Steve Stevenson and Pac once again, Adam Cole and Christian Cage. Bailey and Toni Storm are teaming up. Take on Zoe Stark and Anna Jay and Damage Control are still in the background because they've apparently signed. Mark Briscoe takes on Dustin Rhodes. Saraya and Jamie Hayter take on Thunder Rosa and Ruby Soho. Drew McIntyre takes on MGF. Kyle O'Reilly and Danhausen take on Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega. That is a stacked dynamite. Pac beats Steve Stevenson, Christian Cage. Bailey and Toni Storm pick up the win. And MJF beats Drew McIntyre. Rampage. Rampage is on the horizon. Steve Stevenson goes one-on-one with Kenny Omega. Oh dear. Bailey takes on Ruby Soho. Zoe Stark takes on Saraya. Anna Jay teams with Jamie Hayter to take on Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa. Keith Lee takes on Malachi Black. Jungle Boy takes on Samoa Joe, and Drew McIntyre doesn't make it onto the show. Who gets the win? Steve Stevenson beats Kenny Omega. And Bailey beats Ruby Soho. Oh, and Jungle Boy beats Samoa Joe. Oh. Go home show. Dynamite go home show before Blood and Guts. See how things are going. Jungle Boy and Orange Cassidy. Fatal 4-way match. We've got Samoa Joe, Jay Briscoe, Mark Briscoe. Ooh, the Briscoe brothers are in the tag in a fatal 4-way match. And Jon Moxley. Steve Stevenson takes on Pac. Zoe Stark, Bailey and Jamie Hayter go at it in a triple threat match. Adam Cole takes on Christian Cage. Dustin Rhodes takes on Matt Jackson. Drew McIntyre takes on Hangman Adam Page. Chris Jericho takes on CM Punk. Oh, that match will be a barnstormer. Kyle O'Reilly and Danhausen take on Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega. Okay. Jon Moxley wins. Steve Stevenson beats Pac. Bailey wins the triple threat. Christian Cage beats Adam Cole. Dustin Rhodes beats Matt Jackson. Drew McIntyre picks up the win. CM Punk gets the win. And Kyle O'Reilly gets the win. final rampage before AEW Blood and Guts. As Jay Briscoe takes on MJF, Kyle O'Reilly, Pac and Chris Jericho fight a triple threat match. Zoe Stark takes on Bayley. Nick Jackson takes on Adam Cole. Jungle Boy takes on Drew McIntyre. John Moxley takes on CM Punk. And Christian Cage takes on Samoa Joe. Drew and Steve Stevenson aren't on the card. Bayley is, but those two aren't. And Bayley picks up the win against Zoe Stark. AEW Blood and Guts time now. As Bayley takes on Britt Baker, DMD, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, for the AEW Women's Championship. Where if Bayley can win that match and become the AEW Women's Champion tonight, then she could earn a full-time contract with AEW tonight. She could earn a full-time contract with WWE to AEW tonight. All she needs to do is beat Britt Baker, become AEW Women's Champion, and she has earned a full-time contract in AEW. And Steve Stevenson and Drew McIntyre will be fired effective immediately. Matt Jackson takes on Cesaro in a no-holds-barred match. Zoe Stark takes on Anna Jay. Steve Stevenson takes on Pac. So Steve Stevenson is not in a championship match. Saraya and Tony Storm go at it in a false count anywhere match. Darby Allin and Dustin Rhodes take on CM Punk and Malachi Black in a tag team match. Hangman Adam Page and Jay Briscoe go at it. Jungle Boy and Orange Cassidy go at it. Adam Cole and Christian Cage go one-on-one. Jamie Hayter and Ruby Soho go one-on-one. Chris Jericho and Keith Lee go at it for the TNT Championship. And hello, Drew McIntyre and MJF for the AEW World Championship. Whoa, big night. And even though I said 100% chance of War Games, there isn't one on the card. Kyle O'Reilly takes on Danhausen in our main event. Kyle O'Reilly and Danhausen take on Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega in our main event. So there's two championship matches. Steve Stevenson doesn't have one, so Steve Stevenson could be fired right now. But both Bayley and Drew are championship matches. We'll need to see what Tony Khan says if they both win. Bayley is your new AEW Women's Champion, beating Britt Baker. So far, Bayley has secured her full-time contract, but it all relies on what Drew McIntyre does in his match. As Matt Jackson beats Cesaro, Zoe Stark beats Anna, Pac beats Steve Stevenson, the guy's lost again, Saraya beats Tony Storm, CM Punk and Malachi Black beat Darby Allin and Dustin Rhodes, Jay Briscoe beats Hangman Adam Page, Orange Cassidy beats Jungle Boy, Christian Cage beats Adam Cole, Ruby Soho beats Jamie Hayter, Keith Lee keeps the TNT Championship against Chris Jericho, Drew McIntyre loses to MJF. And Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega beat Kyle O'Reilly and Danhausen at Blood and Guts. So Bayley earns a full-time contract on AEW. And Drew McIntyre and Steve Stevenson will be fired effective immediately, and will not be allowed to re-sign with AEW. so long as Tony Khan is in charge. Oh, hang on. I have just received word and some breaking news. And that Steve Stevenson and Drew McIntyre will be competing tonight on All Elite Wrestling in what will be their farewell match on AEW, as they have not earned a full-time contract, and Bayley has earned a full-time contract in AEW. And I've also just got word that Tony Khan has signed Dakota Kai and Io Sky after Bayley just brought them in of her own accord. So Damage Control is All Elite. And in their farewell matches tonight on AEW, Steve Stevenson takes on CM Punk. Bayley will take on Zoe Stark. And in his farewell match, Drew McIntyre takes on Jon Moxley. Ooh. Simulate. Yeah, I don't care. Okay, wins that match. Nick Jackson picks up the win. Wait, what? The game set up some rivalry actions. Universe mode set up some rivalry actions and now post-match stomping. We're not going to play it. We're just going to leave it undecided. We're going to watch Steve Stevenson's final match in All Elite Wrestling as he says farewell to the company after only a month, because it took Bayley a month to earn a championship. Because it took Bayley a literal month to earn a championship and win it. It also took Drew a month to earn a championship and win it. And Steve Stevenson, within a month, didn't even get a whiff of a championship. He was barely on Dynamite, barely on Rampage. And yeah. As out first is Mr. CM Punk.
Making his way to the ring from Chicago, Illinois, weighing in at 100 pounds, Philip Jack Brooks.
You are looking at some highly motivated competitors in this match, looking to steal the show and capture
There
the
is
attention of the
Mr.
entire
CM Punk.
WWE universe.
Hoping to beat Mr. Steve Stevenson tonight
He calls himself the standard bearer of this division and plans on proving it in a matter of moments.
in his farewell match on AEW television.
One of the best superstars around.
And his opponent from Edinburgh, Scotland, weighing in at 228 pounds, Steve Stevenson.
There he is, Mr. Steve Stevenson.
Believes that the entire WWE universe revolves around them. It's got to be this talent right here. I absolutely
Making his final ever AEW entrance.
It takes a lot more competitors than this one to make WWE go around.
Yeah, but it only takes one superstar to be the center of the universe, Saxton, and you're looking at him right now.
Making his final ever AEW entrance. As after tonight, he'll be fired from the company. Steve Stevenson, of course, looking to go out on a high tonight and beat CM Punk. And what a bow out that would be. Beating CM Punk in your farewell match.
This is a guy who always seeks out the highest level of competition, and I think he'll get it tonight.
The superstar loves a challenge, and he finds himself facing one here tonight.
Yeah, he's not afraid to stand up to anyone in this locker room, which sometimes gets him into trouble. But
Steve's got CM Punk on the ground. He's starting off hot. Starting off big, starting off hot. Oh, CM Punk reverses.
Going against the superstar who refuses to ever back down from a fight, refuses to back down from any challenger.
Steve's doing a good job against CM Punk, actually.
But you have to appreciate his willingness to keep on fighting.
Doing a very good job with Steve Stevenson against CM Punk.
Right to the knee. The fight is
CM Punk doesn't even need him yet.
Yeah, he has to devise some kind of new strategy here.
Oh, CM Punk has hit something in reverse.
And now there's an opening.
CM Punk's getting some offense in. DDT.
Goes into the pin.
CM Punk thinks that'll do it.
And he kicks out at 2.
Steve Stevenson gets out at 2. Ain't keeping Steve Stevenson down there that easily, Punk.
Kick to the gut creates separation. Oh, right in there. Blackout. He could pin his opponent right here.
Oh. CM Punk's going for a pin.
And a kick out.
He's still in the fight, but for how much longer?
And a kick.
He's staring his opponent down, getting into that zone.
Steve Stevenson's going for Suplex City.
And continuing to punish their opponent with a German. Something of a competitive edge has been brewing between these superstars lately. That could be it. He narrowly avoids the count.
We'll see if this
CM
is the start
Punk
of
gets
a
up.
rally.
Knew what was coming there. Into a backbreaker.
Oh, wicked.
He could do it here.
Steve.
And he gets the shoulder up before
Steve is just powered out at 1.
As long and as far as he needs to.
Not allowing that to go on any longer.
And this might not have a pleasant ending. Check your face out.
So if you're wondering who Steve Stevenson is, by the way,
Their breath out. Effective.
go check out my Rise series. That'll give you the answer almost immediately.
Take it down, hold it on. There's the elbow. The elbow's locked in. It's cinched in. I think we're just...
CM Punk's got an armbar in and Steve's going to tap.
And nice escape.
No.
Great effort.
Steve Stevenson with the escape.
He's got something in mind. And that was an efficient form of offense.
Steve has to be careful though, because CM Punk has a sig. CM Punk's got a signature, so he's got to be careful.
Again.
He's also got a finisher. Steve Stevenson's got a finisher too, so he's got to be careful of that one.
The adrenaline is pumping, and the WWE... Look out!
Oh, God, that's
CM Punk went for suicide dive. Steve Stevenson said, nah, that's my thing, get off.
escalated risk.
And I have no doubt they're going to pay dearly for it.
Oh, flipping the script on him there. Drops the hammer right on the lower back.
Good match, actually. Pretty decent match for these two. These two having a decent match.
Oh, stop right to the
Steve Stevenson's body is red though. He is hurting. Probably a lot more than CM Punk is.
floor now.
Something's about to go either very wrong or very right.
From the top. Elbow drop. Good Lord. He could pin his opponent.
CM Punk thinks the leg drop will do it. And the leg drop does it. CM Punk gets the win.
A hard-fought matchup for the superstar, celebrating their victory. And whoa. Why?
And CM Punk is just making sure he doesn't wrestle.
He won the match.
It's about making a statement, Saxton. It's about making sure your opponent remembers your name in the morning.
This is ridiculous.
CM Punk said Steve Stevenson goodbye. Basically making sure he can't wrestle anywhere immediately after leaving AEW. The brutal beatdown from CM Punk as he just beats up Steve Stevenson on his final night for the company. Bayley continues the winning momentum as she beats Zoe Stark. Jay Briscoe beats Chris Jericho and Adam Cole. Keith Lee beats Kyle O'Reilly. Samoa Joe beats Jungle Boy. And in his farewell match, Drew McIntyre beats Jon Moxley in his farewell match at AEW. MJF and Kenny Omega go at it, as MJF picks up the win in a mixed tag match. Main event mixed tag match sees Dustin Rhodes and Thunder Rosa pick up the win. So, that is it. After only 1 month, Bayley has earned herself a full-time contract with AEW. And Steve Stevenson and Drew McIntyre have been fired from the company. Bayley proving that she is clearly the better wrestler on AEW. Either that or Tony Khan just favoured the monkey's butts off her. We'll never know. I guess that is something we shall never know unless we ask Tony Khan personally.